Hello guys, Arkan here. I just want to take some time to tell you guys that we have a Patreon set up for the channel. It's an additional way you can support us. So I will put the link in the YouTube cards and in the description. Thanks for checking it out and I hope you enjoyed the video. Hello guys, Arkan here. Welcome to another toe dip. This is a Hellish journey. This VN was developed by BigBuffDemonBoi. It is about a low-life mercenary wolf named Aki who gets paid to do every job, either good or bad. At some point in the story, Aki will be possessed by a demon, and this will attract the attention of other demons, and we don't know whether these demons are here to help Aki or to, kill him. And one of the primary struggles in the VN is, does Aki maintain his identity, or do you push him towards a demon wolf identity? So let's check out the story and begin the journey. Please read the following lines carefully. Disclaimer: the game contains material some may find disturbing, which include, but are not limited to, blood and gore, eerie scenes, nudity, and explicit sex between men. Do not play if you are offended by these. Okay, everyone, you are duly warned about the VN's content. And if you do, please proceed with caution. Warning: rollbacks are unavailable during your time to fight, so when the game suggests you to save, you are very well advised to do so, as there may be scenes that will depend on your choices. Oh, okay. Thank you for warning me about that. Your current filter settings is set to safe for work. The new gore and possible content will not be shown. Okay, I want to show as much content to you guys, so I will change this. But of course, if it's too gory or, of course, too sexy, I will have to blur it and put sensors on it. Okay, the filter is now off, so we can now see the gore and whatever other content. I don't want to be missing out on content. Would you like to change the filter? You won't be able to change it afterwards. Yes, I changed it. Okay, we'll just make sure first that the filter is off. Yes, it is disabled. What's your name? Default name will be Aki. Yes, default. Every journey always starts with a smile. Allies bonding together, emerging victorious, places to explore aplenty, but the further you progress, the more those experiences fade away into nothingness, turning into loss, despair, deception, death, and a horrible end. Unknown. Oh, it's a code. Darkness. The only friend that you can trust. No friends, relatives, nor family. Live the life full of suffering and despair. Not one person cares about what happened to you. They thought you were already dead. But you still stood up for yourself, striving to survive this cursed world. In the face of adversity, you have proven your perseverance. You grew up stronger and stronger without any help from others. Became a powerful mercenary, hired to do every task. Whether it's good or bad, as long as the payment was good enough for you. Your life was already fine, till one day. Atop the chair facing the bartender, you sat by your lonesome, your blunt sword and satchel resting beside your foot. Taking a swig of your beer quietly, you listened as the crowds indulged in boisterous merrymaking, drunken men burping and yelping, and the occasional uproarious laughter following a joke of some dog. You heard the tavern door's bell ringing, followed by the clanking metal armor sound getting closer. You knew right away those were the knights. King's Knights? What are they after now? You muttered to yourself, taking in the frontmost guard. There were 3 of them. The other 2 stood behind the first knight as he began to unfold the scroll, clearing his throat. Sir Aki, you are hereby summoned by King Leomord to His Majesty's throne room, for there is a matter of utmost urgency to be discussed with you, mercenary. What is your response? Don't tell me what to do? Tch, what a waste of time. Keep silent. Okay, so looking at the responses, there's no compliant response because we're a badass, so let's keep silent for now. You finished up your beer quietly and put it down on the table. Standing up from your chair, you left some coins beneath the mug, took your sword and your bag with you outside the tavern. You got out of the tavern and started to follow the two knights while the other was trailing behind you. The blistering sun glared ever so unkindly at your weary eyes, bringing about a sharp hiss from you and inducing you to produce a robe from your satchel to shield your face and back. Around you, bystanding beasts began to gossip about what was happening, furtive glances enfilading you as you just kept walking. You could hear a conversation between two female fox and deer.
Isn't that the ruthless mercenary?
I think so. What did he do?
Haven't you heard? He's crossed the line. He killed someone that he wasn't supposed to. A bear that was a victim of a gang war. He dispatched all of the gang members, but also the innocent bear. Worse, that bear was a friend of the king, which I bet has had the king enraged.
Oh my!
Anything in mind? Keep walking and give them a cold glare? Make them silent, or keep walking and silently follow? I'm seeing that the majority choices, at least 2 out of the 3 choices are, to intimidate or be a badass. So I'ma try and see if I can, make Aki a more pleasant fellow. Keep walking and silently follow. You just kept your head down and kept walking, trying your best not to get pissed off by some ladies gossiping about you as you managed to stay quiet. Oh, just noticed there's some locations. Location outside the castle. After the seemingly perpetual walk with those beasts staring at you, you finally arrived at the castle. The 2 front guards then stationed themselves beside the castle gate as the other one continued seeing you to the throne room. Behind the gate was another one of imposing height. Another 2 guards opened it as you headed on in. Location inside the castle. Living up to its palatial outward appearance, inside, the place was quite opulent, shiny even. You passed by some rooms that weren't of any interest to you as you made for the throne room. Along the way, some servants were passing by. Stealing a glance at you before looking away, they whispered the same thing you had heard from those women outside as you made a ch sound. It was enough to make them walk even faster away from you as they shivered in fear. You entered the throne room. Location, throne room. The Lion King was sitting atop his throne, head perching on his fist. You walked forward and kneeled before him as you listened to what he had to say. Sir Aki, you have taken this job too far. Not only did you fail to fulfill your duty properly, but your actions also resulted in the death of a friend of mine.
I did what you told me to, sire, but that wretched bear stabbed my back, so I put a sword in his stomach as I thought he was an enemy of mine.
That is why I told you that you've gone too far, so it's either you step down from being a mercenary or be exiled. He roared as he stood up, letting his loud booming voice be heard throughout the massive throne room. Your actions will only lead to destruction, or worse, you are in luck that the bear does not have a family anymore, or it'll be off with your head. Stand up. He then sat down and tried to calm himself as he slowly stood up and faced him with a contained anger. Tch. I'll never stop being a mercenary. Made me survive this wretched place. I'd rather die than quit this job. You turned your back to him and walked away, leaving the castle. Should we finish him off, my king? If he resists, do it, but I suggest to keep him alive if possible. You headed towards the exit of the wretched kingdom that you were staying your whole life. We're now at the castle gates. As you headed outside the kingdom, you checked your inventory. Looking at your blunt sword, you sighed and threw it down the bridge as all you had now was rations enough for your travel. You took one last look at the place where you were born and had raised yourself on the streets before walking away. Time, afternoon. It was fall. Leaves were turning brown as you crossed the forest, eating your ration as you walked. You didn't know where to go, nor did you even care. Location, forest. It was almost sunset as you paid it no mind, walking aimlessly, not caring where or what you could find. As your rations were running out, you got a bit worried as you looked around your surroundings. Look to your left, look up, or look right. I don't know. I say look to the direction that is, the odd one out. Look up. You saw a lot of fallen leaves and small birds, but they were not enough for your appetite. Look to your left. It was just a pile of rocks and some bones that had already been chewed. Look right. There you saw a hopping bunny, plump and enough for you to eat tonight as you drooled a bit. You saved your remaining rations in your bag and started to prowl, eyes fixating on the bunny. You growled as you pounced on it, digging your claws into its body. Your paws were covered by its blood, but you paid it no mind. The chirping noise of the birds gradually faded, most likely because of the noise you had made. You should have been quieter then. You wrapped its leg with a rope and hung it on your shoulder before resuming your walk. The forest was pretty thick. Upon realizing that it was already sunset, you started searching for a place to rest. Time, night. You walked a bit faster until you finally came across a pile of leaves beside the path that was good enough for you to stay and rest as the night was starting to fall. You prepared a pile of logs for your campfire far away from dry leaves to avoid the fire from spreading. You started to light it up. You used up the remaining sticks and put some of them beside the fire. You then plunged the stick in the bunny, putting it on top of the fire. Sorry, my friend, but it's for survival. Looking at the dead bunny, you were reminded of your childhood. Dying, suffering, in despair, trying your best to stay alive. But it doesn't matter now. You're a grown-up. You can take care of yourself. As you waited for the bunny to get cooked, you grabbed another piece of wood good enough to make a wooden spear. Using your claws, you started to carve its sharp edge. Your hands were still a bit stained from the bunny's blood. You cleaned your paws with your tongue, licking them clean before carving your spear's edge again. The aroma of the cooked bunny hit your nose. You stopped on what you were doing to clean up your paw and started chewing on the cooked meat. The taste reminded you of your rough childhood once again. The first meat that you ate, a reptile stranger was passing by before noticing you. The stranger stopped in his track to offer you a piece of meat and gave you a warm smile. You wonder if you could ever meet that man again. That's not gonna happen. I think he's dead now. You shook your head as the thought of what had happened to him crossed your mind. I should take a rest. More eating, less thinking. You kept eating the cooked bunny until it was all bones. You then laid your head down on the tree, your buttocks on the pile of leaves. Your eyes grew heavy. A little rest would do, I guess. Dream, village. I guess I'm just gonna die on this road. I'm starving. Not a single person even tried to offer me food. You started to dream about your childhood life, slowly reliving it all as you played your part. You just sat down, defeated, your arms wrapped around your legs as you covered your face, waiting for yourself to get weaker and die. Until... You poor thing. A stranger who was covered from head to toes approached you. The stranger kneeled and looked at you. You could tell he was a reptile based on his tail and scent. You looked up at him as he offered you a steak and a bottle of water. You took it and started feasting on the meat as he looked at you softly. Hope that's enough to regain your strength, kiddo. You could hear what he was saying, but couldn't respond as you were busy eating. The stranger then stood up while still looking down at you. I will come back tomorrow, kiddo. Do meet me here again, he said as he put a hand on your head. It was quite heavy, yet soft, even if it was scaly. He then gently pulled it off and walked away towards the crowd while you watched him disappear from your sight. Who was that, or what was that just now? Who was that? Did that guy just help me? You forgot to ask his name, yet you were curious who he was. The next day, the man showed up again. He looked at you, still lying down on the floor sleeping, and gently carried you up and brought you somewhere. You woke up on a bench with the man next to you and scurried away from him. Hey, don't be scared, kiddo. It's just me, the man from yesterday. You looked at him warily and gave him a sniff, and it was indeed the scent of the lizard. You let your guard down as your tummy started grumbling.
Hungry, aren't you?
You could hear him chuckling as he took out something from what he was holding.
I brought a bigger steak since you enjoyed it so much yesterday.
His face was covered, but you could tell that he was giving you a smile. You gently grabbed the steak and began eating it. Your tail started wagging before you knew it. Upon noticing your tail, his tail swayed a bit as well.
Say, what's your name, kiddo?
Looking at you, he patted your head as you slowly swallowed and gazed at him. My name is Aki.
Aki. Ah, Aki, a perfect name for such a survivor.
He pulled his hand away from your head again and stood up.
Let us meet at the same place tomorrow, Aki.
With that, the stranger walked away once again, but you could see a slight difference. His tail was swaying a bit. Day after day, you woke up to find him in front of you. He kept you fed as you got bigger and stronger, growing closer to him. He taught you to become stronger and taught you how to fight as he kept feeding you. You started conversing with him about all kinds of stuff and stories. You had always enjoyed listening to him. Until the last day you met him. You saw him waiting for you to wake up as usual, looking at you with a smile.
Hey, Aki, I got something to show you.
Whoa.
You alright?
Oh.
I guess this is your first time seeing me like this.
Hmm?
Come on, follow me.
You followed him to the bench where you both met the second time with him carrying you there. You both sat down on the bench together once more. He pulled out something from his bag. It was some kind of pants.
This is for you. I figured you were growing up, so you'll grow into it someday.
He chuckled as he said, giving you the pants. They were heavy, and when you tried to wear them, they were a bit big, but you could feel them become suddenly tight.
Whoa.
You like it?
Yeah, I do.
I'm glad you like it, kiddo. Hey, so there's something I want to say to you, kiddo.
Hmm?
You looked at him. You could feel a sudden shift of emotion building up on him.
Aki, I want you to stay strong. Do anything or everything you can to survive, no matter the cost.
Why are you saying that to me now?
I might be gone for more than a couple of months, Aki. There are some stuff that I really need to take care of.
Can't I just go with you? Or I see. Can't I just go with you?
But can't I just go with you?
I would let you if I could. That place doesn't allow teens yet.
Oh.
But don't worry. When we meet again, I'll prepare you a buffet. Just for you, Aki.
You both looked at each other and smiled before he patted your head and stood up.
So, anything you want to ask before I go, Aki?
When can I see you again? Can you send me a letter sometimes, or do you have to go? I think the most important question to ask out of all of these is, when can I see you again?
When can I see you again?
Don't worry. Just a couple of months or less. Then I'll treat ya, kiddo.
Alright.
Oh, we can go through all of them. Okay, so can you send me a letter sometimes? Can you send me a letter sometimes, please?
I'll keep that in mind, Aki.
Thanks.
Do you have to go? Do you really have to go?
Yeah, there's some important stuff I need to take care of, Aki.
Okay. You had no other questions left to ask. He stood up and started to walk away again. Before he disappeared, however, you thought of something.
Wait!
He stopped in his track, looking back at you.
Who are you? Please, who are you?
He looked at you and you could feel him smiling.
I'll tell you when we meet again, Aki.
He said and walked away, disappearing from your sight once more, just like all the times before. Days and nights passed. You waited and waited, but he never came. Weeks, months, and then a year, yet he never appeared. You had become a mercenary half a month ago because of what he said to you. I want you to stay strong. Do anything or everything you can to survive, no matter the cost. It's also the only job you could reach to be respected. You had no other choice but to rely on yourself once again and did everything you could to survive. Before we end the video, I would like to give a massive thank you to our patrons. Your support means more than the world to us. It means the galaxy to us. Check out patreon.com/arkandray07 to be a patron today. Ciao!